Hello, y'all. It's now 12:58 p.m., almost 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So, it's still storming outside. It's dark. And, I just took a fresh shower. So, this is not the same shirt. I got two of the same shirts for $5. And this is the other pair of pants. So, my, this shirt and pants, these I don't even like these tight leggings or whatever, but it was what I could afford. I'm not a leggings type of person, but it's what I could afford. So I just they look like camos, but I just got out of the shower and the water was nice, hot, and good for like a nice 15 to 20 minutes. And then afterwards, everything went lukewarm. So, but last night I stepped outside, it was cold. So, I think I woke up at about 9 o'clock this morning, and the bad weather woke me up. The lightning, thunder, and everything, high traffic, and excuse me, but I think it was approximately 2 o'clock or 2:30 when I went to bed. Could have been 1:30, and I told myself I need to go to bed earlier at night. I need to go to bed earlier at night. I need to train myself to go to bed at like about 11, 10 or 11. Well, 10 might be a little too early, but maybe 11. Because I don't have a life, but I feel like it's kind of awkward to be going to bed or falling asleep at between 2 and 4 o'clock in the morning and then wake up at 11. I don't like that schedule. Waking up at 9 o'clock for me is a little bit too late. And then I end up eating breakfast at 10, which is too late for me. But I don't have a life. So, I'm sitting here like I was sitting here feeling like, I can't believe that I had to spend the majority of my adulthood life with forced low income. Well, all of my adulthood life with forced low income, and for a very short moment, I had a car. Very short moment. Like I had a car for a little over a year, and I had to deal with people trying to set me up and take advantage of me. You know, when I had the car. But in 2006, after Hurricane Katrina, the foster mom and that foster boy set up a scenario where I was forced to flee the abusive situation and abandon my car and leave my car behind. And then the car ended up getting repossessed. And I took a flight to New York and left the car at the foster mom's house trying to flee the abuse. But like even with the car back then, Maybe I was looking in all the wrong places, but I still couldn't get a job, or people refused to hire me. But nowadays they got Uber, Lyft, DoorDash, they got Instacart, fake Walmart, Spark, um, and Shipt, and a few others like Amazon, Flex, a lot of different things like Grubhub, Waiter, Postmates. So I mean, you can hire yourself, I guess, maybe, and you can have your own business or something, your own personal little errand business or something like that with the car, But as I said, back then they didn't have ride share, and and then the majority of jobs, if there is a potential to hire you, they say you have to have reliable transportation and proof of insurance. So they want to see your car insurance to have proof that you have a car, so that you can be reliable and show up for work. And so the area where I'm living at, the area where I'm living at, the majority of jobs offered is truck driving jobs, where you need a Class A CDL license. I couldn't see myself truck driving, but I heard there are a lot of female truckers now, but some people were saying being a truck driver is the best thing for a targeted individual, that you don't have to worry about workplace mobbing, and you could drive how many miles you want by yourself. But my problem with truck driving is the fact that I was formerly homeless, and they want every address that you lived at for the past 10 years. So that is one big thing that's stopping me. I mean, how am I supposed to explain that certain addresses I didn't even have for certain years, just like being targeted and blacklisted and workplace mobbed and all that, having gaps in employment. So like being homeless and all that, and being targeted, dealing with gaps in your housing. So like people say that certain truck driving jobs is always hiring, like Schneider and certain other truck driving jobs. And I heard girls 18 years old driving big, huge trucks. Like, wait a minute, I thought you had to be 21 to get a CDL. But and also the with the gang stalking, sleep deprivation attacks. That's another one, but I heard other professed targeted individuals said that they had done some truck driving or delivery driving. But see, I could be solo and by myself, but they attacked me really bad with the sleep deprivation. And then, if my sleep will be fine, and the gang stalking network, they wait till I book a car to rent from Enterprise or something like that. And then, if I book a car to rent the night before, or even if I just have it on my mind and think to rent a car, then I end up getting no sleep. This was before I became homeless. I would end up getting no sleep the night before. If I end up having no sleep, and then if I end up getting no sleep the night before, and then have to cancel the car rental because of not being able to be safe on the road, And it's like, as badly as I wish I had a car I wanted to drive, I'm mentally capable. But y'all need to stop attacking me with weapons and sleep depriving me. As I said, I used to have a car for over a year until the fake foster family set that up. So so yeah, it seems like the majority of jobs in this town that are offered, mainly on Craigslist, more than half the jobs are Class A CDL truck driving jobs. But then for regular jobs, the spot that I'm living at, um, fake Walmart and Target and stuff, every time I put in an application throughout the years, um, they never hire me. Never hire me. Publix never hires me. Well, they don't have Publix out here, but Publix would never hire me. Kroger would never hire me. Denton, Texas, I couldn't get a job to save my life. And, between living in Denton, Texas, living in Los Angeles, and living in New York City and stuff, living in Greenville, South Carolina, all those years, couldn't get a job to save my life. Couldn't get a job at all in Milwaukee except that work-study job. And with the small amount of people there, I was workplace mob at that job too. In Milwaukee. And I didn't realize they were abusive, narcissistic gang stalkers. The white girl named Katie, and it was another white girl, I don't remember her name. And they used to try to be manipulative and force me to do all the work while they just sat there and monitor and control me like a babysitter. And then they got praised for doing undeserved praise for doing all my work. And they were abusive, narcissistic, bossy co-workers. But other than them workplace mobbing me and trying to boss me around and make me do all their work, when I was doing my own work by myself, I really enjoyed it. I had the administrative assistant position. And, it was in 2005, right after Hurricane Katrina. And I had an administrative assistant position. And I think it lasted a couple of months. And I was discouraged, and the job was like minimum wage part-time. And I was answering phones using the old-fashioned typewriter. And I was using I had to file paperwork, fax, stuff like that. I used to like to do stuff like that, And then when I was in 2006, right before my last semester at University of New Orleans in the foreign languages department, I was pretty much sit behind the desk. It was part-time, but I would get paid to sit behind the desk and do nothing. And then at the end of the day, I would have to clean coffee pots or something like that. But every now and then I might be asked to go send mail to other departments, or I didn't have to do that much or nothing. But after Hurricane Katrina, it ruined my mental health going through Hurricane Katrina, it messed up everybody, so it ruined my mental health, and I ended up in a suicidal depression. And then even far as 2007, because that was when my finances went downhill and I started to going into debt when Hurricane Katrina happened. But dealing with my family taking advantage of my money and everything, I was scared to stand up to my own twin sister, but bullying me out of my Social Security checks and my SSI money. And so I resorted to me being fearful of my own twin sister and scared to tell her no, because her and her husband, they were abusive and manipulative and using and taking advantage of me, bullying, harassing, and threatening me for money. And, if I didn't have it to give to them, they would blackmail me or threaten me or whatever. And they would pretend to be fake nice and smile on my face while waiting until I go to school to slander me to everybody in the apartment building in New Orleans Towers. So, making up crazy lies on me and stuff. And so even far as 2007, I was living in Denton, Texas, and the abusive narcissistic fake mental health case managers and stuff was talking about that I shouldn't be feeling negativity and dwelling on the past. And I'm like, well, let's see you go through a hurricane. Y'all went through Hurricane Harvey. So, I mean, what the hell was I supposed to do that? And they even had some people who were rude, abusive, and unhelpful, refused to help me during my struggles with Hurricane Katrina. And then my own family members using and taking advantage of my money. If, family members using and taking advantage of my FEMA money, my Red Cross money, and still my Social Security SSI checks, and student loan money after Hurricane Katrina, and it's like, why is that? I didn't realize they were all gang stalkers. If they're richer than you, driving around in nicer cars than you, and having a fancier house than you, own a house that's paid off, and still feel the need to take advantage of your measly little $562 Social Security and SSI check combined. So if you're getting $562, for example, or $572 combined, with the SSI and Social Security combined. So yeah, before Hurricane Katrina, it started off with my twin sister bullying me out of my Social Security money and my Social Security and SSI money. But I was still able to pay off my rent and bills and everything. And, she had me backed into a corner where I had to be forced with no choice but to be taking out credit cards and payday loans just to give her money, make false promises to pay me back and never pay me back. But guess what? Other family members were using and taking advantage of and dogging over her the same doggone way. So, but I could never, and my twin sister never really did shit for me. And for our birthday last year, that measly little cheap ass $40, that it was all fake and for show. She can donate over $100 to strangers overseas, but tell everybody don't donate to your own twin sister and leave her out there on the streets. Leave her to die on the streets. And straight up say, I hate you and fuck you And what part of I don't want to be your twin anymore, don't you understand? And stuff like that. All that stuff she was saying to me. Talking about the GoFundMe, you see the GoFundMe that you got up there. You might as well keep it up there for your burial. So the fact that my twin sister's heart is so hardened towards me and has no empathy or sympathy at all for what I'm going through. But then she lied to YouTube and said that I was stressing her out and make whatever sickness that she has to get worse. So I guess she got sick to the point where she can't harass and perp me no more. But either that or look like she's supposedly living her best life on Instagram and TikTok or wherever else. She eventually left me alone, but I'm going to still speak out against what the whole family did to me. And whether it's taboo or not, because if you don't want to listen to me, then you're fake. But you'll defend and agree with my twin sister's lies at your earliest convenience. But you don't want to listen to me because I'm full of drama and negativity. But it ain't negativity and full of drama when she's sitting there mocking my suffering and laughing at me and everything. So, and then at the same time pretending that I'm the one who's oppressing her, pretending that she's the doggone victim. So it's rough that you really can't get any support or anybody on your side. And fake TI perps in the so-called TI community running around saying that, oh yeah, they team up with regular perps and be like, oh yeah, Candy's twin sister Brandy had exposed the truth about her. She's not a real TI. But my twin sister admitted that she didn't even know what all this gang stalking, when she felt like, oh, I don't know what all this gang stalking foolishness is. But she tried to be like, you are not being gang stalked. And then all her cult followers, flying monkey cult followers, just sitting there parroting all of her lies and everything that she says. And they got some people in the so-called TI community that betrayed, backstabbed, and turned against me, and I never did shit to them. Like Lovely Lady 2 and that Brittany J person. And I can go on. Lots of them. Some of them used to talk to me on the phone. And, when they get mad at me, the first thing they do is willfully perp me and then run to my twin sister as a form of thinking that they can get discipline, revenge, punishment on me because we had a disagreement or something over the phone. Or I didn't like them trying to control me and tell me what to do, and I stood up to them. So now I'm the most vile. I'll go from being a beautiful, pure soul to be the most vile criminal demon that ever walked the earth. As I said, all these narcissistic, control freak, fake TI perps. If you see evidence of me being gang stalked and you act like, oh, when I show you or tell you about my gang stalking suffering, then you kick me down even harder. You kick me down even harder when I'm going through hell and on the brink of trying to battle against avoiding, the desire to suicide. And all you do is kick me down even harder and victim blame me. And then, act like a perp and act like you don't want to sympathize or believe what I'm going through. But when you're going through something, you cry, you reach out to me and cry for help. But you expect for me to be punished and suffer my targeting on my own and be silenced. And then y'all team up with the regular perps with falsely accusing me of using my own targeting and traumas for sympathy, pity, attention, and money. Or they try to make like Candy is not as targeted as she says she is. And she just manipulating and using this as leverage or clout for money or whatever. You know, trying to use this as to gain sympathy and money. But I mean, how you go to going to bat for and defending me, and so being supportive and say I support you fully. You are God's chosen. I'm with you. And then all of a sudden, they start love bombing like a narc, love bombing and trauma bonding and grooming you and manipulating the friendship, and then secretly and quietly pull away from you. And then you question why they stop calling you every day, or why they stop talking to you, or why they go days without talking to you. And then they'll make it like as if, oh, I just need some space, or don't worry, it's not you. And then, you're the one who reached out to me. You're the one who wanted to connect with me. You were the one who wanted to exchange phone numbers. You were the one who wanted to be in contact with me. And so then you sometimes tell me some of your stuff too. So it seems like you use my traumas as a weapon against me, and then lie and say that I am, a PSYOP agent. Because it's you doing it to me, and you're a narcissistic fake TI perp using projection. And so it's very hard, if I'm being heavily targeted. As I said, I'm so targeted that I'm targeted by the so-called TI community, targeted and hated by the and gang stalked by the fucking so-called TI community. That if I show proof of my targeting and say that people don't believe me, then you secretly separate yourself from me and avoid me too. But you don't listen to everybody else and say, keep exposing. But why everybody trying to gag me? Everybody trying to tell me shut up and ignore. But everybody else, they telling other so-called targets, they be like, great, your videos aren't long enough. You need to keep exposing. But my video can be 3 minutes and they say your videos are too long. Like y'all just want to eradicate and get rid of Candy Grand Prix. And y'all, the popular fakes with like 300,000 YouTube subscribers, all these likes, supportive comments or whatever. If I put my gang stalking proof on TikTok, I'd be lucky if I get 2 views. Even a little bit luckier if I get 7. But it's like my videos ain't even getting put out there. I mean, well, it's a good thing that my cooking videos are kind of getting out there a little bit. And if I do a video about narcissistic abuse, it might get out there a little bit. But if I'm asking for help or if I'm talking about my targeting, I get like little to no views. But as I said, when I first got back on TikTok, before the perps found out, my videos used to blow up. One of my videos got like over 1,000, like almost 1,500 views and over 70 something likes. But how could, if I show you a video of a perp driving a small pickup truck right behind me with one headlight, and you don't want to see that. But I think that every aspect of gang stalking needs to be cried out for, and they want to say document everything. And the popular fakes love to talk about some ignore and don't react, and they don't take this suffering seriously. I mean, people are being trafficked and murdered, and you're taking this shit lightly. But it seems like the only way to get support is you gotta be a fake Christian and throw in some new age. That's when you get popularity. That's when you get popularity. If you profess to be Christian and you profess to be Christian and targeted, and talking about chakras and energy healing and throwing up satanic hand signs, talking about grand rising, and your glorified horoscopes. But y'all telling me that I'm gonna go to hell for my short stories though. So but anyway, yeah, I'm still getting weather warnings. I don't know why yesterday, like ever since yesterday, yesterday or the day before, I've been having this heavy craving for pizza. I've been heavily craving pizza for some reason. But if I got all these flour tortillas, I really don't need no pizza, you know. But I've been heavily craving pizza. But not no Domino's, Pizza Hut, or none of that. I've been craving like some you know, like a local joint. I've been like out craving some good ass pizza for some reason. But yeah, I don't want no Domino's, Papa John's, or none of that. But Marco's must be a new Illuminati brand, because I thought they were just local in Pensacola. But Marco's, I see Marco's Pizza everywhere now. But I never tried Marco's Pizza. But Hungry Howie's Pizza was okay. It wasn't special. But what's that name? I can't believe I used to go there all the time. Graffiti Pizza, the local pizza in downtown Pensacola. They had the ultimate best barbecue chicken pizza in the whole wide world. Well, I haven't tasted the best in the whole wide world, but it's the best I've ever tried. And I love the cream cheese plops that they had on it. And certain seasonal pizzas I love, like the Thanksgiving pizza. It tasted so good. But yeah, I mean, I don't want no microwave pizza. I don't want no DiGiorno's pizza. But I'm not gonna get no pizza. I'm just saying I don't know why I'm craving pizza. But I'm tired of eating pork. So, I mean, all that sausage. I've been eating sausage almost every day since being here. Well, no, not since being here, but ever since not this past Friday, but the Friday before that. But so many years I hated bacon. But I still would prefer no bacon unless it's a thick cut bacon. I don't like bacon where it's more fat than meat. But I never been crazy. I always hated bacon. Never really liked bacon. But I don't like meat fat. Like the physical flesh fat. But the grease fat is be good sometimes. But the physical flesh fat I don't like. So so I mean, imagine living in an area that's so rural. If the area is that rural that it doesn't look like any pizza company will come deliver here. And excuse me, it doesn't look like any pizza will come deliver here. And DoorDash does not come here. And Uber Eats, they would come here, but they charge like nearly $10 just for the delivery fee. And they only have like a small amount of places you can choose from. But I think I hear loud music. So yeah. So last night it took me a long time to go to sleep. And they were vibrating my body. And I guess it was punishment for speaking out, I guess. But they vibrate me no matter what. But so I'm like, I can't believe they're back to vibrating me again. And they were vibrating my whole body, then they were vibrating my organs. So they started vibrating my whole body, then they were vibrating my organs. So yeah. So I mean, last night I was thinking that I cannot believe that I'm 39 years old and so poor and broke that I can't even have a way to get access to a car. But in New Orleans, my hometown, the popular fake family members, they get access to drive their friends and any family member's car who they want. If my nephew Raymond would allow my cousin Whore Rebecca, he loved her enough that he would allow her to drive drive his dad's expedition. But if I were to ask such question, Raymond would say no and laugh. And they just want to be cruel, stingy, and mean. But when I had a car, they were like vultures wanting to just take advantage. So if my twin sister said that the biological brother Pete took advantage of her during the time the biological mom Frances died, and so then she became suicidal and put a gun in her mouth and was about to shoot herself. But here she'd been taking advantage of me for years. She could dish it out but can't take it. I never fucked over or took advantage of any family member. So yeah, they don't even give me past. They don't allow me to get past the step of asking, "Can I?" And the answer is straight up, "Hell no," and then they laugh. And the foster brother, the psychopathic foster brother Joe would do the same thing. No. No. But then they demand they narcissistically demand what they want out of me. Candy, give me the keys to your car. Let me use your car. But, if I were to say, and Mark was always taking advantage of my car or trying to play backseat driver, but when he had a car, he will always be stingy with his car and wouldn't let me practice driving or keep up my driving skills. So, like, I went all these years homeless, all these years without driving, without a car, without a job, and without any kind of adult responsibility kind of living, except, some years I've had my own place and was still, forced to live on extremely low income. Like, my income is not just considered low, but it's considered, like, Social Security and SSI, the maximum standard amount, not for the people who get like thousands a month, but I get under 1,000 a month. And that's considered extremely low income. Poverty. Wow, my own family members sold their soul to the devil and fraudulently and illegally living a high life. How you have your own place to live and a car and kids and stuff. You have a nice new car and kids, but how are you still able to be eligible for and get food stamps? But they got people whose income could be like the same as mine, and they would frown and feel bad because they said, well, they would be like, well, I get $914 a month, and they told me I make $1 too much. And I'm like, damn, really? They're like, yeah. I'm like, wow. If they get like an SSI check, and they'd be like, well, they told me I get $1 too much. So I'm like, damn. So when I was, at some of the low income places in Pensacola, like Johnson Lakes Apartments, I heard a lot of bad things about it. And Johnson Lakes Apartments in the Ferry Pass, Pensacola area, I heard a lot of bad things about that place, but it was worse than New Orleans Towers. It was Pensacola's version of New Orleans Towers. The low-income, disabled, and elderly place. I tried to get up in there, and they said that my income was $13 not enough. So, and I'm like, dang. So I couldn't get in there because they said that my income was too low to go in there, or $13 not enough, or something like that. And then they had that low-income place in Gulf Breeze that was right behind the motel I was staying at. And they never got back to me. And last year, they had the other motel, like right across the street. They had a low-income disabled place on Cervantes in Pensacola. And I tried to go over there. And, they made false promises to, they put me on a waiting list. And then next thing you know, they said they changed management and that they're not renting to people no more. And I'm like, what? So if I'm that powerful that because Candy Grand Prix applied, all of a sudden, you changed management and you're not renting to people anymore. So, that could have been a perp lie to refuse me housing. But I didn't like the online perps. They were like whatever hotel I was staying, they would publicize, Candy is staying at the Budget Inn Motel at 1700 West Cervantes Street. And then they're like, we're going to call up the place and have her banned forever. And they would try to have me all nervous and scared and everything. And it's like, y'all trying to stop me from speaking out, that because I speak out, y'all want to have me banned forever for the rest of my life. And that's the place where that guy threatened to shoot me. And he was a perp with a red car. And he was the one pretending to be fake nice and encouraged me to go and apply for a Domino's job. But they'll play certain games with you that they will tell you to go apply for such and such a job. And then as they tell you, go apply to work at Domino's. And then behind your back, sneak behind your back and slander you and tell the Domino's manager, don't hire her. While and then they'll manipulate you and be like, well, did you go and apply at Domino's like I told you? Well, after they snuck behind your back and told them not to hire you. I mean, my own family would play games like that. I mean, I'm just saying, like, generally speaking, they would do stuff like that, you know. But you want to know something weird? A lot of black people who are targeted individuals, if they're the scapegoat or black sheep of the family and targeted, a lot of the times they be like educated and talk articulate and proper, like what people want to say that if we talk like white people. It's like always the outcast, scapegoat, or quote unquote geek, dork, nerd. That's the outcast, scapegoat of the or pariah or whatever you want to call, or black sheep of the ghetto hood family who sold their soul to the devil. And if they're considered a government informant, but at the same time, they trying to lie and say that, oh, you talk white, you act white. You talk white, you act white, you want to be white. And the whole time, they falsely smearing you as the one who's a sellout. But, you know, some people say that, oh, well, if you black and you talk articulate and proper and all that, oh, that's you got autism or something. Or, oh, you're highly intelligent or something. But, I mean, I was in Greenville, South Carolina, and me, even though I'm from New Orleans, people act like as if they're taken aback by the idea that, oh, well, you talk so articulate, you talk so proper that I'm surprised that you're not a doctor. You're so well spoken. But on the other hand, your own family members, they say everything you say is illogical, incoherent, irrational, and makes no sense. And you're crazy. So yeah, I've been gang stalked since 9th grade. 14 years old. How about that? And the foster mom used to, as I said, she used to predict that I'm going to grow up. She would never talk like this to her own kids, but she used to say, I got grown children who would never talk to me the way you talk to me. Well, you don't talk to your so-called grown children the way you talk to me. You know, your biological kids, you would never say that they deserve to be homeless or that they're going to grow up to be prostitutes. Why would you tell me stuff like that? Or if I'm minding my business, eating a bowl of cereal, and you walk in the kitchen and tell me that I deserve to be dead or I'm going to wind up dead and then walk off. I mean, the woman was letting me know that I'm a dead girl walking. I was in ninth grade. As I said, I came from being the favorite child to overnight being the scapegoat black sheep and being hated. But even far back as 4 years old, there was always friction and competition between me and my twin sister. And the foster mom never allowed us to grow out of it. It seemed like she found a money-making opportunity to manipulate us to lose our mind and to manipulate us to argue and fuss so that we can be considered as looking crazy. You know, she would manipulate us to argue and fuss and not get along. And she had us to stalk and spy on each other and go run back and snitch. Like, she had us in this little spies and snitch system. And I didn't realize that we were programmed or, you know, being brainwashed, manipulated, MK Ultra, whatever you want to call it. Like the abuse that I went through as a child, people say that was definitely satanic ritual abuse as a child growing up. So that's why my personal theory with being a targeted individual is if you're a targeted individual because you were an MK Ultra's test subject that they could not successfully program. So that's why if you're not programmable and not suggestible to hypnosis, or if they couldn't get you, if they couldn't succeed at MK Ultraing you, then you become targeted and you end up being thrown from the freedom train and blood sacrifice and stuff like that. So it's like I guess they've been trying to groom and program me, and I thought that I would be too old to be trafficked. I thought that they catch you while you're young. But I'm 39 years old, and they decide they want to they trying to get me to sell my soul, in which I won't do it. And they want to sex traffic me. I thought I was too old, undesirable, unattractive, whatever else. And I've had men try to offer me to prostitute with my hair looking like this and a hoodie and sweatpants. But then again, I've seen women prostituting with a hoodie and sweatpants. And I'm like, what? I never saw this before. So, but anyway, I'm, as I said, the lies that people make up about me, that even other professed targets is believing it. And other professed narcissistic abuse community victims are believing it. And you're forced to be more isolated with no support and more hated. But I'm not going to let another sinner, if you're an unrepentant sinner saying that I'm a horrible, vile person, and you're not only an unrepentant sinner, but you're dedicated to the satanic gang stalking cult, sold out, given over to a reprobate mind. And y'all the biggest freaking hypocrites. Don't tell me what the Bible calls me. What about what the Bible will say about y'all? So, I mean, it's like, as I said, I've been forced low income with no car pretty much almost all my life. As I said, I will die never getting to see a job, even $20,000 a year. And if I do, I only last I'd be lucky if I last a couple of months. But, and for somebody to be financially sabotaged, and then at the same time when you're trying to ask for help just to survive, and they falsely accuse you of being a scammer. Nobody ever called me a scammer in my life until after Alex ran me out of Pensacola and the gang stalking network started smearing me to other targets. And then other targets started to act like perps and run with the show. And acting like perps and playing both sides. And even the fake TI perps have sabotaged my income or sabotaged my support and forced me to have to be left outside in bad weather because they smear campaigned me after an argument after I exposed the truth about them being an abusive, narcissistic, fake TI perp that plays both sides. Because a real targeted individual is not going to run around saying that you have mental issues, that you need medication, that they need to put your ass in the prison psych world, that you deserve to get hurt for running up on the gang stalkers. Well, you run up on the gang stalkers too during your targeting days, but after you flip, and you don't see how much or realize or care how self-righteous and hypocritical you're being. You would run up on gang stalkers and confront them and fight them too. You get gangster and ghetto your damn self. But now all of a sudden, Candy has mental issues. Candy got behavioral issues. Candy's schizophrenic. She need to be locked up. But then you're telling me, don't follow the government. But here you sitting here playing both sides. And then you pretend like you're so sabotaged. And as I said, the fake TI perps that sold out, they go harder than the regular perps. They go harder with their attacks than the regular perps. It's unbelievable. And it's like, middle school bullying all over again. I mean, if you 45 years old, still acting like a 4th grade bully, and then talk about my behavior. So it's like, and then that's what they said, the real TIs who flipped, that they accepted the deal, and that they became a perp hoping, they would deceive them, lie to, and say, well, this will lessen your targeting. And all of a sudden, they act like they don't believe you no more. They don't want to hear none of your targeting complaints no more. Now, what the fuck? After you warning me against, don't you sell out, don't you dare, don't you take that deal. And then all of a sudden, you took it. You took it. Now you're the ones who's slandering the fuck out of me worse than the regular perps. And then they lie and say that I'm the perp. And they make up lies and say that Candy knows some stuff about me that I did earlier that day. And it's like, I don't know shit about what you did that day. The only thing I know is what you told me. I don't even do directed conversation or any gang stalking tactics on anybody. And I never in my life have done any gang stalking tactics on anyone. And I never got paid to do anything nefarious or dirty or wicked towards anybody ever in my life. The most I do is cuss your ass right back out, and I'll tell the truth about what you did to me. But I'm not going to go and perp, stalk, and harass you. But I'm in disbelief about how people would pretend to play both sides. I just can't comprehend it. I really can't. So, but anyway, I'm undecided of what to do today. Like, I got one more day worth of cereal left. I'm sitting here feeling like I can't wait to have the farina. But I already had the cereal. And I had the small, tiny little cup of applesauce. And I got to eat the leftover soup from yesterday. So, but around 11 o'clock, I started to feel sleepy and like I wanted to take a nap or needed to take a nap, but I ended up taking a shower. So I got clean, new clothes, fresh haircut and everything, and still poor as fuck. extremely poor, still broke, but yet falsely accused of being a scammer. Y'all don't even know me. Y'all don't even know me. You know. But and they got some professed targeted individuals. As I said, they respond to everybody else, but they single me out and they ignore me and refuse to even connect with me. And it's like, well, that explains it. You profess to be targeted, but you got MK Ultra red hair one day, yellow hair the next day, purple hair the next day, blue hair the next day, and then you got one eye symbolism in your profile. And I'm like, well, that's why you hate me. So, I need to trim my nails, fingernails and toenails. I think I will get it done today because my nails are getting too long. So, I hate long nails. So, now you want to know something funny? The other pants, those gray pants that I had, just took off. The gray pants, they were size 3X and too tight, but these are size 2X and too loose. These are like some spandex leggings. As I said, I'm not really like a tights or leggings kind of person. Excuse me, but so I don't know what to do today. Well, I can't go outside because of the bad weather. Yeah, due to my disability, a lot of jobs I cannot work. I didn't say I can't work any job. I'm saying a lot of jobs I cannot work. I mean, can't even work at Dairy Queen because of the loud music. I can't work at Dollar General because of the loud music. I can't work with the public because with my hypersensitive ears. And that's a big challenge. So that's why I try to resort to something entrepreneurial. It seems like a lot of people were happy for me when I said that I'm in the works of trying to, see about publishing my cookbook. Y'all might think it's good, y'all might think it's nasty, but if I mess up, I can improve. So it seemed like as if on both YouTube and TikTok, the little soup video that I did yesterday, it somewhat blew up a little bit. But the online perps kept manipulating the thumbs up and thumbs down. I had up to 21 thumbs up or something like that, and they struck it down to like 15. So, it's like they try to give that false reassurance that I'm so undeserving, that I am undeserving of everything good. And it's like people don't even take the sex trafficking. Even other professed targets, they act like they don't believe me or they don't want to take me seriously. Or they don't want to hear it. But you listen to other professed targeted individuals and you say, keep the videos coming, keep exposing the truth. Oh, we want more content from you. But when it comes to me, oh, your videos are too long, you need to stop doing videos and stuff like that. And then if I see your hypocrisy and inconsistencies and I expose the truth about that, then y'all get ready for y'all smear campaign. And it's like, yeah, I'm like, who the fuck? I mean, it's hard to find a genuine targeted individual that's both targeted and Christian. Because I don't want to deal with no New Agers, Satanists, people who go to tarot card readers, or talk about palm reading. It's like, y'all, how y'all say y'all God's chosen? And as I said, y'all the same people who tell me you're going to go to hell for writing short stories. Making it like as if my short stories is sinful. Or that my cookbooks, is glorifying gluttony, so it's a sin and you're going to burn in hell. Or you just writing the short stories as another excuse to be greedy. Or do you want everybody else to participate in your greedy filth? Or you want everybody else to be fat and greedy like you, so you make a fake cookbooks for attention and clout and money, and you're scamming people. And your recipes aren't that great. Or you need to just stop writing recipes. They say anything to freaking tear me down. So, obviously some of my recipes have to be, I mean, even though my food didn't come out that great the other day, but some people were still saying that it looked good. But my mistake that I made was I should have put less beans and rice and less items inside the crock pot. But yesterday my mistake was that with my soup, I think I put, it was a soup, so I guess it's supposed to be watery, but I had to add more flavor back in there. But I mean, I guess I think I put too much water. But I mean, I just have to because I've been homeless on the streets for a long time. So I'm trying to regain my cooking skills. I mean, not spills. Trying to say cooking skills, not spills. That was the fourth speech. But cooking skills, I need to regain. I'm from New Orleans, so I never knew that somebody that I went to school with, she went on to be a famous chef on national TV. But I don't want to get to that point. I don't want to be on national TV or nothing. But some people like the banana nut brownie recipe. But I think it was the fact that it was the cheap banana nut bread mix and the cheap brownie mix was why, it came out kind of crumbly. But as I said, I hope that someday, if I had a way, or if I knew how to make everything from scratch with natural, healthy, organic ingredients, but as I said, like with the stove, it's more versatile. The stove and the regular oven is more versatile, bigger size. I made some cooking mistakes and I made some cooking success. So, it was November 17th. The biological dad author, he died on the foster sister April's birthday. And that day I almost died when I think I had accidentally, like when I baked something with coconut oil, and I accidentally spilled some coconut oil accidentally spilled in the oven. And then I tried to bake some goat meat in the oven. And then like everything came and smoked up, and I choked and coughed, and I thought I was gonna die. And then later on, I didn't find out, I guess, till the next day or so, I found out that the biological dad Arthur had died. I couldn't make the biological mom Frances or the biological dad Arthur's. I couldn't even make their funerals. Fake Krusty Pete made false promises to pay for me a flight or something to get down there. Him and Mark, they both lied. And they never got me down there. And so Then a retarded age bag mark. Yeah, they make false promises. You know, and then lied to me. And at the same time, my twin sister was smear campaigning and lying to lying to my neighbors over the phone. Because before that, it was right after our birthday. And so I was going to get rid of my phone. And she kept begging me to, I just want to hear your voice one more time or whatever. And she waited till after I paid for another month of the phone to pick an argument with me and a fight with me on purpose for an excuse to justify not talking to me or being mad. And shortly after the argument, my phone had like an electrical shock in my ear. Like an electrical shock in my ear. And I was wondering, what the hell happened? Did she perform a witchcraft spell on me after being mad at me after an argument? And so, the phone has zapped, electrically shocked my ear. Like right here, exactly. And then afterwards, the phone started slowly but surely break, and maybe somebody must have hit me with directed energy weapons and caused that to happen to me, because I never in my life had nothing like that happen to me. And so then my phone just started to slowly supernaturally break into pieces and pull apart. And so I went to I don't remember if it was Metro PCS or AT&T. I went to them and told them about what happened. They refused to help me out. And I got mad and I didn't realize they were abusive, narcissistic perps. I had to go all the way to Hollywood to try to solve my problem about what happened, and they refused to help me. And I heard some people say that could have been a lawsuit. And I'm like, wow, after I throw the phone away. After I got frustrated and threw the phone away, now everybody said, well, you could have filed a lawsuit and won. But I don't know if I never saw that happen to a phone before, where the phone just supernaturally started to pull away in pieces after shocking my ear. It could have been directed energy weapons, or it could have been my twin sister did some witchcraft spell or something. Excuse me. And she bragged about practicing a voodoo spell on an ex-girlfriend of hers. But then she lied. She was smear campaigning and lie on me and say I do voodoo when I don't even know voodoo rituals and don't want to know them. If I see like yesterday, it was the night before last, or was it last night? I watched a video of somebody exposing somebody who's supposedly a Christian-based channel exposing Liquid Death, that drink called Liquid Death. And I watched the video, and then they had a witch that casted spells on the drinks. And it's like, oh, I had to back out, and I couldn't even. I'm like, oh no, I don't even want to learn how to do any spells or none of that, So then, so wow. And I heard that they're pushing harder for people to sell their soul to the devil, and making light of it, taking it lightly and making mockery of it. So, I've seen this whole damn documentary before, for educational and research purposes. This whole documentary of people bragging about how they sold their soul to the devil. And it's like, no. the way I heard that after you sell out and then you get tormented, even I heard these celebrities be tormented and possessed. It's scary. And people say that I'm stronger for not giving in, but I'm like, well, wow, if you seem like you're strong enough to be able to handle that scary stuff, but then people say that they're weak because they're caved in, or that I'm the strong one because I refuse to cave in. But people trying to tell me, like, when I get mad at the perps and say y'all going to hell, and they be like, Candy doesn't realize that she's going to that same hell. Shut up, and you going to that same hell. If you think you can nitpick and snitch and tattle on me all day and babysit and nitpick and be like, Candy's doing this wrong, Candy's doing that wrong, and you sit there and gossip about me all day, and then I'd be like, all the dirty shit y'all doing and gossiping behind my back, y'all going to hell. Oh, you going to hell too. Who are you to tell me? Well, who are you to think you can condemn me? Condemn everything I do. I don't even know you. Show your fucking face, bitch. Show your face and reveal your name, your birth name. Reveal your first and last name and reveal your face. But you think you're tough and bold, but at the same time, you remain anonymous and fake. So, yeah. So anyway, they have a walking trail, like a small little walking spot that's nearby. It's just like, but I don't know why this area of this city is extremely dirty with a bunch of flies and gnats. Mainly like flies and stuff. So the video that I tried to show y'all, the rain this morning and the thunder, it sounded like the rain sounded so hard. And I'm like, is that hail too? So they had a big fly that nearly succeeded at coming up in here. But I'm glad my reflexes were quick enough for me to close the doggone door before it can get in here. And then make babies and then have their babies flying around and I can't get rid of them. So they have some days where I may not see gnats at all, those brown gnats. Some people say that they're fungus gnats that travel with me from Dallas, Texas. Like, I don't remember if it was the Greyhound bus or if it was at the Greyhound station, some kind of way. And I cannot get rid of those fungus gnats. So, I can't get rid of them. But, I try to use some fly traps, with the vinegar and all that. So, yeah, I wanted to, do stuff like, get back into going for walks again, rather than just staying in the house all day. But, it's like I can't even have a peaceful walk without a noise campaign or other perp activities. And I didn't, in 2017 or 2018, I was halfway, realize what's been going on. But I used to go for my walks, and I lost plenty of weight with walking 3 hours a day. And I was trying to eat organic, natural, and healthy. And I got down to 192. That was the skinniest I ever been in my adulthood life. You know, if I could ever get back that, you know, because, it's like, I wonder, how did I get so big? But it seems like being homeless on the streets, I end up being fatter than when I have a place. Like, after I became homeless in 2018, and then 2019, I started slowly but surely gaining more weight. And now last I knew, in March last month, I was 277 pounds and but I had all that fluid. But if it weren't for the fluid, I probably would be like, probably 255 or 260. But living off of a microwave, it's hard to get skinny. Losing weight or whatever. Because I heard that microwave and that radiation and it could cause weight gain, and you don't even have to be a glutton. So but I have to experiment with the crock pot. I know how to use the toaster oven, but it's just it's different from a regular oven. But for me, if I would have had a regular stove, that mango chicken would have been good. It would have been really good. But I need to practice with the crock pot and experiment, And there was a point in time when I was living in Los Angeles, and the landlord refused to that was after he became a perp. And it's like, I would have never thought that Sam Ballaretta would ever be the sellout material. He used to always, be humble, nice, respectful, and everything. And him and his supposed brother-in-law, Carlos, who used to work with him, and they used to fix on their own property. They used to be a landlord and fix on their own property. But if Sam had like a raggedy work van to drive around in, but if you're both a landlord and fix on property, you ought to be balling or rich or something. But Sam was not rich. But Sam, they had to have threatened Sam, or he had to have been gullible. And then for you to be married and then trying to, make sexual remarks at me and play psych games and be like, "You're looking very sexy today, Candy." And then when he used to be like, "You're looking very sexy today, Candy." And then next thing you know, Carlos would ignorantly laugh. So I didn't realize they were perping me with that. And then Sam kept pushing me to get a phone. And then when I got a phone, he got hateful and blocked my number and was ignoring my calls. But before then, when I needed something to be fixed, he would be right up on it. But I didn't realize they would do stuff like stop up my drains and then blame me for it. They were poisoning my water. After 11 o'clock at night, the water that I drink, it would taste and smell like strong bleach or chlorine or something. Or I would have like black or white particles coming out of the water. And so there was a point in time when Sam refused to fix the stove, and I had to put everything in the microwave. I'm sorry, not the microwave, the oven. Or was it vice versa? Maybe I had to put everything on the stove and Yeah, I think I had to put everything on the stove and could not use the oven. He's like, well, do you have to have an oven, Condi? Like, before he became a perp, I used to be like, well, Sam, I used to be respectful and call him Mr. Sam. And I used to be like, well, the toilet got stopped up. Oh, he'll be over there immediately. But then, after he became a perp, he started to refuse to fix things. And started to do stuff like if he was fixing on other units on the property, he would dump all of the trash into my trash bin. And then, and this was before I left. And, after him acting like a perp and stuff, and then everybody vibrating me, and then dealing with noise campaigns and stuff, I didn't know what the hell was going on. So they told me it was okay to break the lease and said that it wasn't breaking the lease. And then they pretended to be fake surprised when I did leave. And then they lied on me and ruined my credit. My credit went from 700 to 631. So now my credit is back. No, I'm sorry. It went from 60. It was 690. My credit was 699. It went from 699 to 630. That's what it was. And now my credit, after all, it's been almost 7 years, and now my credit has been back up to 700. But what's the point of good credit and the place I'm staying at? If it was that hard for me to get a driver's license, I still don't even think I could get to rent a car. I don't think I can rent a car with my living arrangement, because I don't have a year lease or something like that. And they want proof of a utility bill and, proof of this, proof of that. And so it's hard. But I called myself trying to stay here, long term. But as I said, the perps are making threats they're making threats to get me wrongfully banned from here forever and make me back homeless on the streets again. And that's what somebody said, that them doing that is a form of racketeering, and them sabotaging my job opportunities, that is racketeering. So, my body and my mind feel too weak right now to even work on something. I still feel tired. My body's still trying to catch up on the sleep deprivation, a lot of sleep and stuff. So right now it's 2:25 p.m. and I'm hungry, and I gotta clean out the microwave. So but I don't know what I'm gonna do. But I gotta put the phone back on the charger. Well, it's not that low, 71%. So guess I'll talk to y'all later.